It's Friday, February 8th, the end of another busy week. Here are the stories making the news. In positive news on the economic front, the Caribbean Development Bank has projected that Guyana's economy was one of the fastest growing in the region for 2018. This was stated by CDB President Dr. Warren Smith during his presentation of the bank's forecast at its annual news conference in Barbados. Dr. Smith said Guyana's growth, which was recorded at 3.4%, was largely due to the increased construction activity in advance of the first commercial production of oil in 2020. The details of this story can be found on our website. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, says it cannot hold elections by March 19 and was never in the position to accede to the hosting of elections in 90 days. Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowingfield addressed the media today at the Commission's head office.
The reality is very simple. For us to conduct an election, it has to be staffed. At the moment, if elections are to be held, we will have an estimated amount of 2,300 polling stations or thereabout. Those polling stations has got to be manned by staff. And even if I utilize 20 training teams, their utilization on the weekends at schools across the spectrum, across Guyana, will see us taking a minimum of 7 to 9 weeks to ensure we train in all these regions.
Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers said if elections were to be held in March, then nomination day would have had to been by the end of January. She also says it would take 105 days if procurement of sensitive materials is done at the same time with the training of staff. This timeline, she says, does not cater for the house-to-house registration, a demand made by government supporters who yesterday picketed the commission.
With a July election day, it means that the life of the list would have expired. So it means that we would have to have a claims and objection for what we propose to be 28 and 7. Before the elections can be held, but claims and objection could be done simultaneously.
Following the December 21 vote in the National Assembly and the recent ruling of Chief Justice Acting Roxanne George, the Guyana Elections Commission has been called upon to prepare for elections ahead of 2020 when they were originally constitutionally due. Reporting for InfoHub, Felicia Valenzuela.
The coalition government has made things easier for companies involved in the manufacturing industry, and Minister of Finance Winston Jordan says the government will be examining provisions of more concessions for the local manufacturing industry.
While the administration has already made significant inroads to this regard, Minister Jordan said there is still more that could be offered. He was at the time addressing employees of the former forestry company Barama during a tour of the new operations yesterday. Minister Jordan also assured that the government will continue to support the sector.
We're not going to abandon the sector because we hear about oil. We intend to take from the resources that we get from oil to support the building of our sectors like agriculture and manufacturing.
According to the Barama General Manager Mahendra Chan, the company has undergone a paradigm shift due to the huge downsizing the company experienced in October 2016. Instead of forestry and logging, the manufacturing companies now focus on the production of plywood.
Government is the biggest customer of our plywood. You are the biggest consumer for building and construction, and therefore we think with your inputs here we can see a growth in the local market.
Along with the reduction of corporation tax for manufacturing businesses, the finance minister also spearheaded the increase of the common external tax to be increased in lumber, which has encouraged regrowth in the lumber market. For InfoHub, Letitia Isaacs.
Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman has proposed holding a lottery for mining regions of Guyana as a means of ensuring local communities are not robbed or taken advantage of in land allocations.
During his visit to Mahdia Region 8 on Thursday, Minister Trotman listened to concerns of residents regarding mining and land allocation. In a meeting with Regional Chairman Bonaventure Fredericks, the minister said he had taken steps towards holding a lottery to benefit the local community.
I've written Mr. Dennison about a lottery to maybe make it mining district specific, so the people who are in this mining district will benefit and not somebody coming from outside, because I wouldn't want people coming from outside to benefit when y'all have been waiting for some time for the land.
Minister Trotman says everything has to be balanced between settlements now that Mahdia has been declared a town.
There's some tensions and conflicts between where the town's boundaries are and mining lands. We have to resolve some of those as well.
The lottery for mining properties is expected to greatly assist small miners especially. However, this is not the only reason the initiative is being proposed. According to the minister, it will also assist in the separation of agricultural lands. Regional Chairman Bonaventure Fredericks says the Region 8 community will welcome the initiative.
The people of Region 8, especially in this sub-region here, sub-region 2, depends on mining. And because they depend so much on mining, now when we give these kind of thoughts, then the ministry is working towards a lottery for this. It will be like good news to them.
Minister Trotman said Mahdia is an important part of the Guyanese community both economically and culturally, and the government will continue to do what is necessary for the town's development. Reporting for InfoHub, Felicia Valenzuela.
Government has zero tolerance for corruption and has been implementing systems to harness situations of this nature since its assumption to office in 2015. This was reiterated by Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams as he met with residents of Mabaruma and surrounding communities in the Barima-Waini region.
We are implementing legislation to combat corruption. We have implemented and will continue to implement so that you will know the devastating effects of corruption and ensure that corruption does not stymie our development. Our government, the APNU, AFC, has zero tolerance against corruption.
The Attorney General underscored the importance of understanding what corruption is and how it adversely affects society.
Therefore, such corruption impoverishes people and the nation. Such corruption leads to the erosion of public confidence in the government, as citizens will no longer want to trust state institutions. It also affects our financial institutions, such as banks, and deters investors.
Minister Williams was accompanied by a team from his ministry who briefed the participants of the seminar on the components of the various acts. These included the State Assets Recovery Act, the Witness Protection Act, and the Protected Disclosures Act. Regional Executive Officer Randolph Storm urged the participants to implement the knowledge gained from the one-day seminar.
The success of this conference is not what happens here today. It's not all of those brilliant presentations and lectures we'll hear. It is what happens after they leave. Are we going to put into practice what we have learned or what we will learn today? Think about it. Don't rob yourself of the good life.
Wednesday's session of the Anti-Corruption Sensitization Seminar in Region 1 is part of the Ministry of Legal Affairs' series of public engagements to sensitize citizens across the country on corrupt practices. For InfoHub, Anna Arkan. Still to come, Health Minister addresses citizens' concerns on Public Day, Belladrum Secondary making sweet music, and it was a kaleidoscope of colors as the Education Ministry launched their costume band. Stay with us.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Public Health's Open Day allowed several persons to raise concerns with the ministers and senior officials. While some persons were given immediate assistance, others were assured that they will be able to access requisite services.
Maylene Fingal, a pensioner, was among the many persons to take advantage of the ministry's public day. As a result, she benefited from mobility equipment that will assist her since she suffers from spinal and hip injuries.
So far, as I've come here, I was able to speak with Sister Hicks and tell her of my situation and my complaints. And she listened to me very readily, and the necessary interventions was given me with regards to what I had to do and where I have to go.
Apart from giving the public the opportunity to interact with officials, the ministry also placed emphasis on the availability and importance of primary health care in various communities.
What people do, bypass where they are and go straight to Georgetown Hospital. So we really want to clamp down on the amount of persons who go in there bypassing where they're living. So it's a way of reorienting you, redressing to make sure you make use of the facilities nearby. So when you come here, we guide you to that facility, as well as if there's any immediate needs, we try to address that.
Staff of the ministry who also participated in the public day highlighted prevailing issues within the sector.
We also have a desk where we're seeing persons who are having difficulties with scholarships and job issues or the workplace issue. We also have a medical assistance desk, which is very much important for our people to know that if there is a surgery that they have to do and they cannot afford to do it because it's not available at Georgetown Hospital, we can assist there by helping financially.
It was reiterated that Meet the Public days are usually conducted but on a small scale. The ministry will ensure this continues. For Info Hub, Delicia Haynes.
Hundreds of students at the Belladrum Secondary School will soon be making sweet music after they were gifted new steel pan compliments of the Ministry of Education.
Delivering on her promise to the students and teachers of Belladrum Secondary, Minister of Education Dr. Nicolette Henry visited the Region 5 school to officially commission the items. The exercise was a follow-up visit to the school after an initial visit in December to ascertain the school's needs. It was during the first visit that the head teacher of the Belladrum Secondary School indicated the need for the steel pans, and the minister acted swiftly in catering to the need.
We want to ensure that we have well-rounded students, not only in math and English and science and technology, but certainly in terms of the culture and the music.
The steel pans, priced at $1.67 million, are expected to provide an environment conducive to expansive learning and are an enriching staple of Guyanese culture. The minister has committed to taking a more hands-on approach to improving facilities within the nation's schools.
I trust that you'll put it to good use. I trust that I will come back and interact with you, and we will continue to work to improve the facilities at this school. I do have a concern about the science area. I'm also going to be checking out the computer lab because I want to know that our students are exposed to nothing less than the best.
It is the hope of the parents, students, and teachers that with the receipt of the steel pans, the school can compete competitively in national competitions.
The public today got a glimpse of what the Education Ministry will be bringing to the road on MASH Day. Brittany Roberts was at the ministry's costume band launch.
Under the theme Stepping into the Future with Education and Technology in Mind, models decked out in bright yellow gyrated as they displayed the features of their costumes. Costume designer Nielsen Nurse said the idea for the costumes was derived from the ministry's implementation of the STEM and robotics programs in schools.
The whole idea is we are trying to bring out the idea of robotics and the importance of education technology, how technology has been playing a really important part in education recently.
Minister of Education, Dr. Nicolette Henry, in her remarks said that the theme of the launch is part of a bigger drive by the ministry as it pertains to STEM.
I want to say that what I saw depicted there seemed to suggest that yes, we are moving in that direction. But I also want to say that this is part of a larger drive by the ministry, particularly in the area of our science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the arts more recently. And this certainly depicts the arts. And so this morning we're going a little broader than STEMs. We're talking about STEAMs.
Minister Henry encouraged those present at the event to support the ministry for MASH Day and live up to the traditions of Mashramani. Reporting for InfoHub, Brittany Roberts.
Do remember that the Bank's Calypso semifinals is on today at the Union No. 53 Village Community Center, and tomorrow the Carib Soca semifinals will be on at the Linden Georgetown Municipal Bus Park in Region 10. Also on Saturday, the Chutney Dance competition will be held at the National Track and Field Center in Region 3. More activities can be found on the MASH calendar. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates and visit our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.